Is this on? This is on. We are live for me, not you. This is recorded. I don't know if I could do this live. That'd be kind of the pressure. The pressure of this being live to all of you and yours. How do we start this again? Do we have an intro? Have I ever done an intro? If you're here, you probably already know me. If you're not here, you're not hearing the intro. This is episode number 5 of the Nameless Show podcast. Can I call it a podcast? It's just me talking to myself for a bit. I don't know. You're listening. Am I talking to you? Maybe. You talking to me? I don't see anyone else here. For all the kids out there that got that, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome for that. The weather, it was pretty nice. I think it was nice last week. We started off fantastic day. Got a little rainy a little later, which then turned to snow, which then turned to slush and slop and just wet everywhere, which would have been the same result as the rain, but something, I don't know. It's like if you poured iced tea on the ground, stepped in it, and poured like a Slurpee on the ground and stepped in it. The Slurpee just has a little bit more weight to it and isn't as pleasant. You know, wash your shoes, you're going to get ants. Either way, ants are probably pretty pissed now. Found an anthill in my yard the other day. They're probably not too happy. I don't know what to do about it. Leave them? Are ants bad for the yard? I don't have a garden or a small farm, as I've heard it called before. A little farm. I've heard it called before. A little farm in the yard. Don't have one. I could be like those individuals on the YouTube there, where they pour the gasoline in, light a match, and toss it, and their whole yard lifts. That'd be great to see. Not in my yard. If you have a yard and you're willing to let me do that to it, let me know. I would love to. I'd love to be. You can be there too. We can watch it together. That'd be a good time. Oh man! And the other situation, of course, still a thing. Getting better in this part of the world. Hopefully, I don't know. I just read the headlines. I keep to myself. I spend like a year and a half reading just headline after headline, article after article, hearing everybody talk about it. It got to be quite the bummer. But we're not saying it. We're not talking about that. We are going to talk about, oh man, like what's fun? What's fun to escape and think about? Lottery winnings? Anybody? I know, guarantee each and every one of you have had that thought of what, like winning the lottery. We'll go with, what is it at locally here? I guess the main, like the top of the line would be like this. Is it up to 70 million now? 70 million? What would you do? Like a bunch of houses, bunch of cars? Would you donate a bunch to charity? Would you just sit on it and retire? I don't know. I've kind of had that thought. And you know when you're driving and they just get done doing like a new piece of highway and they're like, hey, the next 8 kilometers, this is an $8 million project. But you remember driving on that piece of highway the entire time they're working on it? That's a lot. You can hire a lot of people and get a lot of stuff done for $8 million. You can get a nice piece of highway, relatively nice. Come on, we know where we are. A relatively nice piece of highway coming into your yard or your house, I guess. And come on, that's not going to be 7 kilometers or 10 kilometers, 12 kilometers, however long the stretches of highways are. It's not going to be that long unless it is. then right on, you won the lottery. You can do whatever you want. You could buy probably a whole island. Um, I don't know. What else could a person buy? Buy up an entire like subdivision, like a whole block of houses. You can buy an entire street of houses if you can convince enough people to sell. And they're probably worried you're gonna put like an overpass or something. That's usually the gimmick in film, isn't it? They're trying to buy up all the houses and the stores in the area so they can put in an overpass. But no, just buy the whole street just to live in it. I've always wanted to do. I think it's Dale Earnhardt Jr. obviously that does it or has it. Hopefully, still has it. It'd be super cool. He has essentially like it's all outdoors. A old western like street, complete with buildings, like saloon. You got a jail, and you got a store. You can have other houses and stuff. I think that'd be really cool. To not just do that, but to put it into a big Quonset or like a big warehouse or something, complete with like dirt floors and everything. So you can kind of regulate the temperature a little bit. So you can enjoy this thing year round and pretend like winter's not a thing in this western town. I don't know. It's a town in California. Where's Yuma? Oh, that's Arizona, I believe. It doesn't really snow there, I don't think. But I think it'd be really cool to do that and really get intricate with all these buildings. Because you just need like one light bulb here and there in each place. They don't have to be on all the time. You can set them on motion sensors, timers, whatever. But you could have it, instead of a house, you have a town is where you live. You could have one of these buildings be like a diner. That's just your, kitchen and dining room, and a movie theater. They have movie theaters in the Old West. I wasn't there, couldn't tell you. This one would. We have an old theater. That's where you can go watch your shows, movies, games if you like, and just have a bunch of like houses and stuff. So you have people, you have people over. To visit or whatever. If they come out for a weekend, they come out for a week, I guess. Some people have guests for weeks. That's a thing. I've heard in movies it's a thing. Trust me on that. Don't look it up unless you've had that. Then see, I was right. Then they're not just visiting you, they're visiting like a whole nother town. They're not driving 3 hours, 4 hours across the country to just visit one person in their house in their little city town they live in. They're visiting like this cool little homemade little township thing, and be kind of like an adventure. Maybe even invest in clothing that you could wear while you're there. You could have closets and everything outfitted for any size that you could need. I think that'd be, I don't know, I think it'd be a lot of fun. I just want any excuse to wear a vest and a bolo tie, I guess. I don't have to win the lottery for that. But it would certainly look a lot less weird if I had my own old western town. Would that be less weird or more weird if I had my own western town or street, sorry, just so I could wear a vest and a bolo tie? I think that'd be all right. Oh, but what do you do about horses? People would probably want to ride horses. I don't want to. Horses are probably a lot of maintenance. As far from what I've experienced in video games, horses are a lot of maintenance, and that's all I can base real life off of is video games. Some of them, if they have simulator in the name, I feel like it's a 1-to-1. That's how life works. What is there? Truck driving simulator. That's how truck driving works. I'm sold. Car mechanic simulator. That's how easy cars are fixed. You look at them, you see everything. You see right through the block, you can see, all the rusty parts. That's when you know they're done. You can, yeah, that's how life works. Farm simulator, that's how farming works. You can wrap that field up in a couple hours. Like, why are these guys taking all a year? Goodness. Yeah, I don't know. I'd figure out something for the horses, or just maybe put up like posters and say there was a plague and killed all the horses. Wanted horse posters or something, and just hope that nobody brings a horse, because that would really throw a monkey wrench into my plans of relaxing in a western town. Oh, kind of crazy. Oh, man, what else could a person do with all that money? Cars, movie cars, TV show cars, just replica anything. I don't know. The movie cars, of course. That's kind of a must for anybody who's a fan of movies, because you could easily, I don't know, you can get a DeLorean, just run of the mill DeLorean, which is pretty sweet on its own, in my opinion. A little cramped. Watch your head getting out. That's what I've learned in the past, is that door. It goes up a certain height, and that's it. You can get those for like $80,000. Granted, right now that's a lot of money, but with 70 mil, $80,000 for a DeLorean, whatever. It's just a drop in the ocean at that point. And then you could spend whatever you want to, get a flux capacitor outfitted and all your flux lines and stuff. But then, yeah, you're going to pay for gas in like the long term. They got an electric DeLorean coming out next year, I believe. That's going to be interesting. No real pictures of it yet, just a picture of the rear end. It's going to come out, what is it, August? They're going to debut it, August 18th of this year, which is going to be sweet. And how would you feel if they didn't give you the 0 to 60, but they gave you the 0 to 88? Would that be too on the nose, or would you be okay with that? With 70 million, would you invest in something, like start a business? I was reading an article where people, I guess not people, they're just stating things you could buy, and you could hire like the best of the best ghostwriters to write like a memoir for you, and then you're making that book money right back in the pocket. And then what did they say? Hire DiCaprio for a few mil, 25 mil. Make that memoir movie, and then even more cash back in your pocket. And DiCaprio's in it. Come on. You don't think it's going to make 25 mil and then some? Of course, everyone's going to see it and they're going to love it. And you're making that money back. That's a whole angle I didn't even think about, was make just hire big name actors just to make a silly movie that everybody's going to want to see. Because, man, the amount of stuff they put out nowadays that people flock to, it's unreal. And I'm just trying to make back a few milli. Not a big deal. Who knows? Only time will tell. What else? What would you put? What would go into a house that would be like absurd? For me, it would have to be a wrestling ring, a full 20 by 20 outfitted ring, and I'd do up the barricades and everything with a ramp and a big old Titantron or something. Just something with like HDMI. Is it that simple? To plug in, just something. Put up a video. Put up something just humorous. Some sort of intro video. I guess I'd have an audio. You'd have to have audio for your intro theme. You got to come out to the theme songs. Come on. But then I wondered how could I incorporate the wrestling ring into this western street town thing that I'm planning on making one day? That'd be interesting. because they had like old-timey wrestlers, like predating the Western cowboy town that I'm picturing. Not a history buff, if you haven't guessed. I'll let you know now, not a history buff. I'm sure some of you out there are just losing it. Come on the show. Let me know. Tell me tales. I'll ask you questions. That's how we'll learn. You and I will. Well, I'll learn. You'll know everything already, but others at home, they'll learn. It'll be a good time. Educational. Maybe you guys don't want education. You just want entertainment, which hopefully you're getting from this. I had things have been okay, I guess, other than the normal nonsense of the day to day, which I'm sure each and every one of you can relate to. Yeah, just been brainstorming things to do, things to do in the future. I've been toying with the idea. I'm trying to build a set here, so I can throw on the camera. It'll be a more relaxed setup while you're sitting wherever you're sitting, standing wherever you're standing, and you want to look over and see you're hanging out with me. You can look over at your phone and see that you're hanging out with me. I've been trying to learn a couple things, a couple editing tools, so I can bring again a little bit more to the show, because I think you folks would probably enjoy that. But yeah, it's been pretty mellow. I'd like to hear more about how your guys' days have been going. That's what's more interesting to me. I can do this. I guess not almost any day, just because things come up, as I'm sure you're all aware. But once I get back to a routine, I can do this all day, talking to myself. It's just another day for me. Half the time people aren't listening because they, tune in and out. They got to deal with it all day. But yeah, let me know in the comments how things have been. If there's any ideas for how to make this better, how to make each other better. Just some engagement, I guess. Which I feel like if I did this live, would be a good time. And that would probably cause some more engagement as well. React live. Maybe more prepared with things to talk about, and not just hitting record and rambling. But I feel that's the charm. I think that's the charm we have here. I think that's what keeps you all coming back, is the rambling, the unpreparedness. I haven't new music coming out. There's been a few things, nothing my speed that I've noticed. I'll take a quick look here. We'll see if I can find anything new and exciting. What genre do I want to look up? Which genre do I want to find out if there's anything new? Nothing really for me. We got Big Wreck. They put out is that a new single? Big Wreck with a new single, Spit It Out. That could be all right. Oh, and the new 3 Days Grace put out an entire album. The album's finally out. Came out May 6th. Shows you how in the loop I am. I've got my own feelings and opinions of music, but I feel like that's gonna divide the crowd very quickly, and that's not something I wanna drive into anytime soon. Just trying to keep everybody together, keep everybody entertained, having fun, distracted for as little as 5 minutes. If you get bored, turn this off. I understand. I watch the timer here non-stop, and it's unreal. If you can make it past 5 minutes, you have an audio high five coming through to your ear. Oh, that didn't work. There's a little audio high five for you. That is fantastic. But that's it for now. If you have any other questions, concerns, let me know in the comments below. Stay posted. Something new will happen eventually. There's just been a lot going on. I wanted to give you something to get you through the weekend, kick off that weekend. I know there's some shows popping off next week, so everyone should be real excited for that. But I guess we're gonna call her there. We will check you next time, hopefully same time next week. We will find out. Have fun. Be good.